that there's no key signature. Well, you're looking at the clarinet book, so it wouldn't be apparent. Everything's in the key of C. But there's no key signature used yet in the method book, so therefore the flutes are reading accidentals in front of each note. The point, and there's no dynamics in there. Everything in the ensemble book is directly correlated to the method, so that you know when you get to page 12, you can play this particular ensemble. Now, they're for sight reading for a large group and even for performance material with a large group. But also, they're very effective for small combination of instruments. We're going to give you a little chamber concert now of various combinations. And Tommy put this together with some interesting combinations. The first piece we're going to play is the Irish folk tune, which is dedicated to Finnegan and O'Reilly. I think that's only appropriate. That's on page 6. Page 6 in your book. And we have, I'm sorry I don't know everyone's name, we're going to have a trumpet, clarinet, and trombone. part is mallet percussion. The B part is accessories. So it could be, in this case, it's woodblock. It never changes accessories. It could, in 1, 2, they're not going to shift around. Might be tambourine, it might be woodblock, might be triangle, might be suspended cymbal. And then the part C is snare drum, bass drum. So, and they are written in a way that they would provide an appropriate accompaniment to the melodic lines if you chose to do it that way. But they're interesting enough that they can make percussion ensembles. And I think it's a very useful thing. The last thing we're going to do, 45 minutes goes by real quick. You know, it used to be real easy when I would do a Yamaha band student clinic because I had one book to talk about. We have so many materials, I feel like I'm just kind of skimming over them. That's why we give you the books to take home, so you can do it on your own. But we're going to play one more band piece, which Tommy tells me this band uses as a warm-up in their rehearsals now because it's worked out so well for them. That's Chorale and Allegro. It's on page 24 of the method book. Chorale and Allegro. I sometimes spend 10 or 15 minutes just trying to get an attack on a chorale like this. We haven't rehearsed this, but I'm just going to try to get them to play a nice legato start. Strategically placed at that point in the method because it's right after where the students have learned dotted quarter and eighth note. And if you listen to that, you hear that tee-ta-ta, tee-ta-ta. And when that rhythm's used, it's juxtaposed with a bass part that goes bom, 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 which is dotted half note followed by a quarter note. And it's a great teaching tool to be able to say, now, dotted half note, you know, is in a dotted quarter note, and one's 3 beats, and one's 1.5 beats. And so not only am I writing music that goes into a method book, not only trying to write a piece of music that is in fact a pleasurable thing to listen to, but also a good teaching vehicle. And if there's one thing I like to leave you with is that the thing that I feel and what teachers tell me that have been using the method for the last few years is the strongest element of the Yamaha Band student is in fact that you create music, that you're making music with kids, that you're inspiring them to want to continue in band and want to play. And you're not doing it by giving them a lollipop and playing a lot of pop hits. You know, Alfred Publishing is not in the pop business. We don't control the latest heavy metal tunes and have a compulsion to have to publish things that are pop of nature. Everything we do, original pieces, whether it's John O'Reilly or Sandy Feldstein or John Kenyon, whoever our composers that we're dealing with original material. And we do pop style pieces because I think there's a place for that in our program. But we're trying to provide good concert material that teaches and also works well. And teachers tell me that they find that the kids respond very well. In fact, one of the favorite pieces of Yamaha Band students from teachers is the Bach Musette. And that's kids have this natural instinct to go towards quality music if it's presented to them. If it's presented to them, they will enjoy it. Bach's a lot better composer than Feldstein O'Reilly, you know, and they will appreciate that if it's presented well and the arrangement is appropriate for their age level. The other thing is that there is included in the method a lot of, quote, standard music from the repertoire. And that's one of my real pet peeves, is that I make sure that if I'm going to use a classical theme, it's used pretty much in its original form. One of the things that method books have a tendency to do sometimes is just kind of throw in a classical theme because they like the idea of including the name of that song, but it's not really the theme as it's supposed to be presented. And look out for that in your books. Thank you very much. I'm sorry I had to talk so fast, but I appreciate you coming, and I really appreciate Tommy Finnegan, this terrific band. Tommy, please stand up. And